Are you a small YouTuber who's looking to get monetized? Or are you in a position where you feel like your subscriber count hasn't really grown that much? Well, I'm here to tell you that there are some secrets that are associated with you being able to sync into the algorithm. So if you don't want the algorithm to forget about you, then I encourage you to stick around. Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to my channel, Subscribers to Clients, where we talk all things business, finance, and personal growth. If you're looking to start your YouTube channel, or you have already started your YouTube channel, but you feel like your subscriber count isn't quite growing at the pace or speed that you would like, then I am here to tell you that although that may be the case in terms of you having a low amount of subscribers, it's not to say that that's going to determine your ultimate success within YouTube. And the reason is I've been able to make over $95,000 so far from YouTube this year alone with having a subscriber count of less than 3,000. So with that being stated, there's a couple things that you do want to take into consideration if you are a smaller YouTuber who's looking to grow and or get monetized. And just to put a disclaimer out there, I recently just got monetized via YouTube, meaning that most of my income that I have received from YouTube hasn't actually been directly through YouTube in a Google AdSense perspective. So from a traditional sense of actually getting monetized on YouTube. So everything that I'm going to show you next is actually focused on all of the efforts that I put forth in terms of YouTube before I ultimately got monetized. So taking a look at my channel analytics, because it's important for you to actually be able to dive into the analytics of your channel to ultimately determine where your strengths are as well as where your opportunities are. Again, if you're a smaller YouTuber, it's going to be important that you really sink into what your audience wants. What's the content that they're consuming the most? What's the content that maybe they're steering away from? Where are you getting your most views? Where are you not getting your views? And ultimately, where are your watch hours being driven? All of these components are extremely important. So what you're currently taking a look at is when I first started my YouTube up until today. So as you can see, throughout this period, my channel has currently received over 92,000 views. This is over the course of a little over 130 plus videos. When I first started my YouTube channel, there were really two goals that I had in mind. One was to be able to provide content in regards to being able to start your own recruiting agency. And two was to be able to provide content to prospective job seekers in regards to them being able to land roles. So I took the perspective of how do I actually focus on B2B as well as B2C, and ultimately experimenting with what was going to be best for my channel. Well, after a while and taking a look at my analytics, I realized that all of the B2B content, which was focused on being able to start a recruiting agency, was really taking off in comparison to the content that I was making that was considered B2C, which was associated with job seekers being able to actually land their next role. Now, if you're not familiar with the concepts, B2B just simply means business to business, and B2C means business to consumer or business to customer. So if you take a look at my analytics, you can see that I actually did not start to get a ton of views in terms of my videos until later in the year. And it also continued to fluctuate. So there were moments where I was getting a lot of views in my videos. There were moments where that was starting to dip down. And then ultimately, as you kind of go through the remainder, you can see that I did start to have a peak where my views were exceeding. And then ultimately, they've kind of leveled out to be around average in this area. The next thing that you ultimately want to take a look at is your watch time and how many watch hours you've been able to get. In the very beginning of starting my channel, you can see that it was very few, and then it steadily started to increase. Now, part of this is because I experimented a lot in the beginning in regards to how many videos I was actually putting out. There was a point where I was actually doing 3 videos a week. I then went down to 2 videos a week. And then ultimately for this channel, The Business Recruiter, I'm putting out about 1 video a week. Now, sometimes that will fluctuate. If there's more content that I feel that I do want to put out there, I might go back to 2 videos a week. But on average, I'm usually within that 1 to 2 video time mark. But if you're in a situation in which you feel that, again, you have a smaller subscriber base and you're really trying to grow on YouTube and go for monetization, it's going to be important from a watch hour perspective that you put out content that's going to be of quality, that is longer in nature. So I would say that 10 to probably 15-minute mark, as well as you're putting out multitudes of content a week, if you can. Again, you want to set yourself up for success when you're thinking about how many videos you're going to put out, because ultimately, once you get a following and you get a subscriber base, they're going to be very mindful about wanting to come back to your channel and view what content you have out there. Now, the next thing that I want to show you in terms of my analytics is actually my subscriber base. So again, you can see that for a while it was very minimal, even with me putting out a lot of videos, and then ultimately it started to increase. Now, this is over the course of, again, a little over a year, and it's also in regards to how many videos I was ultimately putting out and how many subscribers I was getting from each of those videos. Now, really quickly, I do want to just go over my estimated revenue. Again, this is because I just recently got monetized on YouTube, probably about 3 weeks ago. So within the last 3 weeks, I have made a little over $58, which doesn't seem like a lot, but I am definitely proud of that $58 because it's more than what I initially thought I would be able to make within that first month of being monetized on YouTube. Now, really quickly, I do want to scroll down and just show you kind of my top videos that I have over the course of the lifetime of my channel. At this point, I do have my top video here that I actually made in the very beginning stages of starting my YouTube journey in January of 2022. This video has almost 11,000 views. And is currently driving a lot in terms of the watch hours that I was able to receive from my channel, but ultimately the subscriber base that I was also able to receive for my channel. And then if you take a look, in April of this year, I have another video that's really gained a lot of visibility on YouTube and has almost 6,000 views at this point. Again, this was a video that I was able to make rather recently that really spoke to my audience and what their needs were. While talking about starting a recruiting agency is helpful, I noticed that there was a need in regards to talking about starting a staffing agency. So I really started to shift my content in regards to being able to provide that level of information for my subscriber base. And ultimately, you can see that it's paid off because although I put that video out in April, it has almost done the same as the video that I put out in January of last year. Now, this is just to show you in terms of your YouTube analytics that it's important for you to really dive in and have a thorough understanding of exactly where your channel is taking you, meaning what is your audience interested in. Being able to dive into your YouTube analytics is ultimately going to be a powerful tool, and I would say a cheat sheet in regards to you being able to understand the algorithm and ultimately sinking into what the algorithm is telling you to focus on. Well, that was it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, then be sure to give me a thumbs up, as well as if you are not subscribed to my Facebook group, then I encourage you to do that. I'll go ahead and leave the link down below in the description box where you'll have the opportunity to connect with myself as well as others who are like-minded and interested in getting their YouTube channels off the ground. I'll also leave the link to my freebie as well if you're interested in learning how I was able to make almost $100,000 so far in 2023 in regards to using YouTube as my funnel. I have a full blueprint in which I've outlined exactly how I was able to do that. So I'll leave the link down below for you to be able to grab that. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.